Let me ask you a question. When you feel stressed or angry, what do you identify as the reason for that stress? Do you often attribute the cause to external factors, thinking that the reason why you feel stressed is because of the things that happen around you? Think about the last time that you felt angry. What did you identify as the reason for that anger? Because when we don't understand the mechanism of our mind, we think that these external events can cause stress. I mean, that's okay to think like that, because as long as you don't understand the process of your mind, it's fair to think like that. That is why whenever we feel angry, we always get angry at people, because we believe that they are the ones who caused this anger. But when you understand the process of your mind, you will realize that external events have never been the cause of your stress. In fact, external events have no connection with the stress that you feel or with this anger you feel. They have no connection. I mean, for some of you, it might feel very difficult to even believe something like that. But that is because you don't understand the process of your mind, the mechanism of your mind. That's why I assure you, at the end of this talk, you will have an opportunity to reconcile your preconceptions about stress with reality. Let me share a story with you. I'm sure that most of you will be able to relate to this story. So there's this young girl who is deeply in love with the man of her dreams, and she's about to get married, but suddenly she finds herself abandoned for someone else. She finds herself dumped for someone else. We all know the pain of rejection because we've all been there. And now this girl is devastated and she's angry, she's sad because she doesn't understand what went wrong. And if I were to ask you, what do you think is the reason for her stress? What would your response be? You might say, isn't it obvious? It's because he left her. It's because he abandoned her. That's why she feels this way. It's not rocket science, you might think. But what if I tell you that is not the reason why she feels stressed? No, that's not. We always assume that the reason why she feels this way is because he left her. He is the reason why she feels this way. This is what we always assume. And that is the common pitfall that we always get tripped up. But ladies and gentlemen, if you know the process of your mind, you will know that he has nothing to do with how she feels. Let me explain it to you. Let me explain you how your mind works. So I'll take a very simple example, okay? So let's assume that all of you like vanilla ice cream. Now some of you might think, what is the connection between vanilla ice cream and stress? No, here we are just trying to explain you how your mind works, the process of your mind, okay? So let's assume that all of you like vanilla ice cream. And if I ask you, what is your perception on vanilla ice cream? What would you say? Of course, you would say that it's pleasurable, joyful, and that it could bring happiness into your life. I mean, that's why you like it, right? Everything that you like, the perception that you have on it is that it's pleasurable. And when you perceive that something is pleasurable, liking happens in your mind, right? So you think that vanilla ice cream is pleasurable, that it's joyful. Because of that, liking happens in your mind. So when you like something, this liking gives rise to wanting. Think about it. Whenever you like something, you want it, right? Is there anything that you really like but you don't want? No. If you like something, then you want it. But here's the catch. When you want something, this wanting gives rise to vexation. Vexation is this restless urge that you have when you want something. And this is not a positive emotion. This anticipation, this urge to acquire something. Think about it. Think about something that you are trying to acquire these days. Think about something that you want these days. Could be a vehicle, a new house, a new apartment, or even something simple like a book, a dress. But when you have this wanting in your mind, it gives rise to vexation. How does that feel? Does it feel good? I mean, if it does, imagine pausing your life in that state and being asked to live like that forever. Would you like to do that? To live your life anticipating to acquire something? No, right? So this vexation is not a positive emotion. But what you have to understand is, this vexation happens because there is a wanting in your mind. Wanting is what gives rise to this. So let's go back to the beginning. There's a perception in your mind that vanilla ice cream is pleasurable. Because of that, liking happens in your mind. And liking gives rise to wanting. And when you have a wanting in your mind, that wanting gives rise to vexation. Now, your mind is already in a state of vexation. Now, you want vanilla ice cream, okay? Now, imagine that I give you chocolate ice cream. What you want is vanilla ice cream and you are vexing because of it. And now I give you chocolate ice cream. So what happens is, this vexation that you already feel increase. And that increase of vexation is what you identify as anger, stress, irritation. But the thing is, when this happens, because you don't know the process of your mind, you believe why you feel angry is because I give you chocolate ice cream. So you point your finger at me thinking that it is because I give you chocolate ice cream that you feel angry. But that is not the truth. Why you feel angry is because the vexation that you had increased. And vexation happens not because of chocolate ice cream. Vexation happens because of wanting. Because for a brief moment, just think like this. If you don't have that wanting to acquire vanilla ice cream, does it matter what I give you? No, you will be okay with whatever I give you. Because now you don't have a preference. Now you don't have an expectation. But here, when you set your mind on something, when you want vanilla ice cream, every other flavor in this planet can make you vex, can make you feel angry. But not knowing how it happens, people often complain that why they feel angry is because of what other people do to them. They think that external factors are the cause of the stress that they feel. They think external factors can make them angry. But no, ladies and gentlemen, that is not the truth. No one can make you angry. No one can make you stress. Wanting is the real culprit here. Wanting is what gives rise to vexation. Now, with that in your mind, let's go back to our first example. Now, if I ask you, what do you think is the reason for that young girl to feel stress? What would you say? Can you say that it's because of that boy? No, it's not. If we apply this, you will realize she has a perception that being with this boy is pleasurable, that it's joyful, and that it can bring happiness into her life. Because of this wave, liking happens in her mind. Now she likes to be with him. When she likes to be with him, it gives rise to wanting. Now she wants to be with him. But unfortunately, this wanting makes her vex. And when he leaves her, this vexation increases. This is what she feels as grief or anger or frustration. But the thing is, this frustration has a direct connection to what she wants. That has no connection to that boy. Because think for a moment, if I could re-engineer her mind and somehow take out that wanting for 10 minutes, let's say, do you think that she will feel stressed because he leaves her? No, right? She would not feel stressed. But in both these instances, what happens in the outside world is quite the same. But when she has wanting in her mind, now she feels stressed. But when she does not have wanting in her mind, she doesn't feel stress. So you have to agree that wanting is the real culprit here. It is this wanting that gives rise to vexation, which eventually ends up in stress. So if you understand this, you will realize that this is a process. This is how your mind works. So if you can understand this, my ask of you is that apply this. Apply this whenever it's possible. Whenever you feel angry, instead of accusing someone else for that, try to take a step back and think about how anger arises in your mind. Think about the process that we just discussed, and then you will realize that why you feel angry is because there's a wanting in your mind. Why you want it is because you like it. Why you like it is because there's a perception that it is pleasurable, joyful, and essential. If you understand this, you will realize that whenever you feel angry, there is no use to think that it is caused by external factors.